Okay, so for this session, you're going to need a scarf, all right, a pashmina, something which isn't stretchy, and either a yoga block. If you haven't got one of those, a book will do. A little bit of a thicker book, whatever. So a brick, yoga brick, a block, and a scarf. All right, so we are going to do some movement with the shoulders first of all. Just rotating the shoulders up, back, round and down. And as you do this, really try and make the movement come from the shoulders and not any other part of the body. So you're really sort of isolating the shoulder joint and bringing the breath. Inhale, lift and squeeze the shoulders, and exhale, pull the shoulder blades in towards each other and release them down. So your shoulder blades are going to be moving up and down the back as you do this, and you're breathing deeply. Breath is really, really important, not just because it keeps you alive, but especially when you do any movement, because the expansion of the lungs and the rib cage and the diaphragm all plays into the mobilization of your shoulders. And then go the other way. So breathing in, squeeze in and up and drop them down. Long deep breaths in. Right, now we're just going to do the right shoulder. So let the left arm just sort of hang down by the side. Breathing in and out, and then do the other way. So bring the shoulder forward. So really kind of exaggerate the movements. Now what you're really letting that arm be heavy. So sort of give it a wiggle. So it's really, really coming from the shoulder joint. And then do the left. So rotating all the way through the full range of movement. Now you might not get it. Sometimes, you know, you might have a day where you feel really stiff. And in that case, they can be small movements. So I'm doing a big movement. You might want to go a little bit smaller when you first start. Go the other way, remember to breathe. Nice tall long spine, lifting up through the crown of the head. Long deep breaths in. And then just reset the shoulder going back. So a couple of circles back. All right, so now, bit of a brain challenge. You're going to bring the right shoulder back and the left shoulder forward. Okay, don't hold your breath. So you might have to think about this a little bit. One shoulder's going back and the other shoulder is going forward. No cheating by doing this, although that's fine. Yeah, a bit like you're sort of doing a shoulder backstroke, but this time your one shoulder is going forward and the other is going back. And when you've got that, it might take a bit of practice. You change directions and breathe. Good. Right, give it a little wiggle and then just sort of lean forward a little bit. Now, I don't know what chair you're on. You can always sit on a little coffee table as well. And you're just going to swing the arms. And really, we're letting go of the arms. So the shoulder sockets get space in between them. Just a little sway. Good. And then come to stillness. Bring the arms to the side and turn the palms so they're facing out. So you are externally rotating the shoulders out. So again, you might not be able to turn all the way, and that's fine. But do that again. You're rotating out, like you're kind of turning the arms out to give blood. And in. So you're rotating out, inhale, and then in and rotating in. So the palms of the hands move out as you inhale, and then as you exhale, move the palms so the backs of the hands are facing each other. External rotation, that is, and then internal rotation. And then open them out, take a deep breath in, lift the arms up above the head. Again, you might not be able to get all the way up, and that's fine. You exhale down. So inhale, lift the arms up above the head. Hands touch. It might be that you get there and that's enough. That's fine. Don't force. And then press the hands together as they come down through the midline of the body. Keep breathing and really press the hands in so you can see my hands are opening up. I'll come a little bit closer. And then you're releasing with a little flourish and then lifting the arms up. Okay, so you can stay seated for this. I just came closer to the camera to show you. So press the heels of the hands and peel the hands away. Pull the shoulders back. A little flourish, like you're just letting go of anything that you don't need, that you might be holding. Press, do that little flourish and lift up, back, down. Okay, now we're going to go up. So this is called Lotus Mudra. So you just, I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. Heels of the hands touch, so you've got this lotus shape with your hands. So the thumbs are touching, the fingers are touching, the little fingers are touching. And we're going to come up, inhale, lift up, and then exhale, press the palms of the hands down. So a reverse option. So lift up, inhale, reach up, and then exhale and release. And this is sort of a physical movement, but it's also metaphorical. You're kind of lifting up, lifting your spirits and kind of parting the clouds. Exhale. So this Lotus Mudra, the lotus keeps going, keep going. The lotus grows up from muddy waters. So no matter how shitty life is, there's always a little bit of colour and opening and blossoming and blooming. So hands together, open them up, that lotus, lift, and then exhale, release. Just have a little rest. We've done a lot. Let the hands rest on the tops of the thighs. Close your eyes for a moment. Return to your breath. And if you bring one hand to your heart centre, right to the middle of the chest, and one hand to your belly, and you'll feel this breath moving up and down the body as you breathe in, filling your heart centre, filling your belly, and as you breathe out, allowing the belly to soften and the heart centre to soften as well. So on the breath in, the expansion of the heart and the belly, and as you breathe out, a softening of the belly and the heart centre. One more. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then release that. Just turning the head gently from side to side, keeping those shoulders steady. So it's the neck which is now getting the juice of the movement. Just moving your head from side to side. Just notice where you reach your edge. Don't go any further than that. And then back the other way. And then tipping your head from side to side. And again, go easy. So use your breath. One ear comes to one shoulder and the other ear goes to the other. So slowing it right down. And you kind of think about emptying yourself out like a kind of teapot. So any thoughts that your brain's holding that really is not helpful, just tipping them out, emptying your brain out. We want to be in the breath, in the body, rather than in the brain. And then back to the middle. All right, so now we're going to use the scarf. So grab your scarf. It's quite nice just to have the scarf resting anyway on your legs. So holding the scarf, and we're going to go back to that movement. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, bringing the scarf down. So inhale, lifting up, and follow the gaze of the scarf as it moves, and exhale, bring it down. Inhale, this time stay up. We're going to do a little side bend over to the right. And take some breaths here, long deep breaths in, expanding and reaching. Again, you might not be able to get your hands back very far, that's fine, you can come down. So it could be a little bit further down here. But as soon as you've reached your edge and where you can go no further, the breath comes in. Inhale, reach up, exhale down. You can always rest at any point in this video or pause it. So before we go to the other side, just move the shoulders. Loop and roll, this is called. Loop and roll. And then inhale up and exhale over to the other side. Just hold it for a breath if you can. Deep breath in. You can look up, you can look ahead. You can maybe do some little movements with the head. Breathing in and then breathing out. Have a little wiggle and a shimmy, and we're going to go again. So inhale, lift, and exhale over to the right. And this time, as you stretch up, so imagine this is a bar and you're kind of hanging off the bar, and just look up and down. So just mobilising the neck as you do this. Inhale up, exhale down. And then bring it all the way back down again. Give the shoulders a little wiggle. And then over and up to the other side. So inhale, lift, reach. So you extended the spine as well, and over to the other side. Try not to crunch in. So you're lifting up and then moving the head, looking into the eye of one elbow and then the eye of the other. Breathing in and out. Long, deep, fluid breaths in and out. Reach up, hang off that sort of imaginary bar and release down. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to use the scarf now for a bit of leg movement. So I've got bare feet. You can do this with, I mean, ideally you want to be moving around and walking in bare feet as much as you can, just to keep the feet really open and healthy. I've got my toe spacers on here as well. So these are silicone toe spacers to spread the toes. Really good for bunions, which I'm trying to prevent at the moment. Okay, so you're going to take the scarf and step the right foot into it and just lift and lower. So notice how much effort you're making with with pulling the scarf, and how much effort is coming from the leg. So lifting and lowering. Ideally, it's just a little bit of an effort with the hands and the arms, but a lot of it is coming from the leg. And try not to lean back. So you're sitting into your sit bones. And then we're going to extend that leg out as straight as it'll go. Take a deep breath in and then bring it down. Rest when you need to. And remember, the breath is always long, slow, deep, fine and even. So lift, extend, breathe, drop the shoulders, keep the heart centre open, bring it in and step it down. I'm going to do one more, but this time, so straighten the leg. If you can, gather the scarf up into the right hand and move it out to the side. So you can keep this low, it doesn't have to be way up here, you can keep it low. So we're just going to move it out to the side and back in, out to the side and back in. Good, and then release that. Okay, so step out of the hammock that you've made for that foot. Have a little wiggle it around a bit. And then we're going to do the other side. So step the left foot into the scarf. Hold the scarf. Just make sure you don't like grab onto the scarf for dear life. So it's a kind of soft hold. And you're going to do that lift and lower. It's like your knee is attached to a puppet string and you're lifting and lowering it. So the effort is made by the leg and not so much with the scarf. However, if it's easier to lift with the strength of the arms, because we're working with the strength of the arms and the strength of the hip flexors, which are at the front of the hips here. Don't forget to breathe. And then just rest for a moment before we go on to that leg straighten. So inhale, and then as you exhale, straighten the leg. So you're pulling the scarf towards you, and you can gather the scarf up into your left hand and then move it out to the side. So just opening the hip out to the side. Again, your leg doesn't need to be high up. Okay, it can be low down to the floor because we're opening and closing the hip joint. Breathing in, shoulders dropped, heart centre open, gentle smile, lots of breath. Moving that in and out, a nice fluid movement. Good, and then bring that foot down to the floor, release, throw the scarf away. All right, so we're going to come up to standing and do some hip circles. So when you come out of a chair, trying to really not use the strength of your arms, we're trying to use the strength of the legs, so the legs remain strong throughout your life. So lean forward and bring the weight into the balls of the feet. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, stand. All right, so you can come around the back of the chair to hold on to the chair for support, or you can do hip circles just freestanding. So decide what you want to do. So that's what you'd be doing. You'd just be doing it in front of the chair, or you can bring the chair in front of you so the chair is your support. All right, soft bend of the knees. I'm just going to move the chair to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Soft bend of the knees, and then rotates. So this movement is lubricating your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips. And it's a really lovely kind of exploration of this circular pattern. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small. So it depends. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, your hips might feel a little bit stiff and creaky. So you can just bear that in mind. So round we go. Now we're just going to do some ankle circles. So stand on the left foot. So you transfer the weight into the left foot and then rotate the right ankle around. Full range of movement. So you can hold on to that chair. The chair's there, but trust that the earth is there. Go the other way. And trust that the soles of the feet are connected to the earth. So always think about that. And if you can do this with your shoes off, even better. Now transfer the weight to the other side. Remember, you can still use the chair. So standing on the right leg is strong, firm and steady, and you're rotating around the ankle. So I'm pressing the ball of the foot into the earth and then trying to get a full range of movement through the toes, through the balls of the foot, breathing in and out. Good. And then we're just going to do some little swings of the arms. So you can see I'm kind of bouncing, just giving a little bounce. So I'm inhaling through my mouth and exhaling. And you can make these a little bit, I'm going to stand to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Move that out of the way. You can make these a little bit more energetic, releasing. If that doesn't suit, you go smaller, yeah? You can see my Wonder Woman leggings. But that release on the exhale is really important. Okay, and just come to stillness. We're going to sit back down on the chair. Take your scarf again. So the scarf needs to be, when you watch this video, you'll do it again and you'll be able to gather the things around you, what you need, and then lift the arms up. And just like we did hip circles, we're doing shoulder circles now. So it's like you're drawing a big circle above your head with the scarf, one way and then the other. Remember, long, deep, slow breaths in and out. And bring that down. Grab your book or your brick and bring that in and squeeze the book between your arms and lift up. So the wider the block or the book, it's going to be a little bit easier on the shoulders. So inhale and then exhale, come down. So you really press into the book or the brick or whatever you've got. Inhale and exhale. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see I'm not going all the way up above my head. I'm going like on a diagonal, reaching forward and bringing it back in. So I'm inhaling, reaching and exhaling, pulling back. Inhaling, reaching, keep pressing the palms into the book or whatever you're holding, and exhaling, bring it down. Just pop that book or whatever you've got down. We're coming to a close of the practice. So just allow the eyes to softly close, return to your breath. Soften the face, release the shoulders, release down the elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands. Feel the breath moving in and out of your body. Feel a connection through the crown of the head all the way up to the sky, the stars, and through the soles of the feet, through the sit bones. Feel the connection to the earth. Long, fluid, deep breaths in and out. Flutter your eyes open. Let's finish the practice. Turn the palms of the hands so they're facing up. Take a deep breath in, lift the arms up above the head, hands touch. So we're scooping energy up from the earth that grounds us, and then exhaling the energy down from the universe that guides us. Let's do that again. Release the hands. Inhale, scoop energy up from the earth that grounds us. And exhale that energy down from the universe that guides us. Holding in your heart centre. With a deep bow of your head. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed that practice.